Encyclopedia Brown Solves Them All by Donald J. Sobel. The Case of Sir Biscuit Shooter. Lionel Fisk came into the Brown Detective Agency walking on his hands. Encyclopedia knew what an upside-down Lionel meant. The circus was in town. Lionel was the only boy in Idyllwill who wanted to be an acrobat. He could read an entire comic book while standing on his head. "I brought you 2 tickets to the circus," he said, falling to his feet. "For you and Sally." "Boy, thanks," said Encyclopedia. "They must have cost a lot." Lionel shook his head. "My Uncle Barney sent them to me," he said proudly. Encyclopedia knew about Lionel's Uncle Barney. He had sold used cars, he had sold houses, and he had gone to prison for 2 years. Uncle Barney had not cheated people more than most men who sold used cars or houses, but he had been caught. "Uncle Barney is working as a clown now," said Lionel. "After the show, I will introduce you to him." Lionel did 5 black flips and was out the door. After lunch, Encyclopedia told Sally the good news. The partners caught the 2 o'clock bus to the circus grounds. Lionel was there to greet them. He led them into the main tent and up the grandstand steps. The free seats were in the very last row. When the circus started, Encyclopedia scratched himself a few times. The center ring was so far away that even the elephants looked like trained fleas. Lionel wriggled with delight when the clowns came on. His Uncle Barney first appeared as the rear end of a horse. Later, bearing pots and pans for armor, he clanked about as the fearless English knight, Sir Godfrey Biscuit Shooter. When the circus ended, Lionel took Encyclopedia and Sally behind the sideshow tents to meet Uncle Barney. Trailers, in which the performers lived and traveled, were parked in 3 rows. "Hold it," said Encyclopedia suddenly. "There's some kind of trouble over there." He pointed to a trailer with a lion's head painted on the side. A small group of circus people were gathered at the open door. Someone hollered, "Get the doctor!" "And get that new clown Barney!" shouted Kitty, the bareback rider. She was dressed in a tight pink costume and soft slippers. "He's the one who did it." The 3 children moved toward the crowd. "Uncle Barney is in some kind of trouble," said Lionel in a worried tone. As the doctor arrived, a woman in a house coat stepped weakly from the trailer. She was holding her head. "That's Princess Martha, the lion tamer," said Lionel. "She's the star of the show." The doctor helped Princess Martha into a folding chair. "What happened?" he asked. "Somebody hit me on the head and stole my money," answered Princess Martha. "Here's Barney," said the strong man, holding Uncle Barney by the neck. The strong man shoved him, and Uncle Barney fell to the ground. His knight's costume of pots and pans banged loudly. "He's the one who did it," said Kitty. "I saw him slip out of the trailer a couple of minutes ago. How could I mistake him in that costume?" "Come now, Kitty," said Princess Martha. "Everyone in the circus knows where I keep my money. The thief isn't one of us." "Neither is Barney. He joined the show only last month," said the strong man. "And he's been in prison, hasn't he?" said the sword swallower. "Look at him. He hasn't denied a word." Uncle Barney rose to his feet. Vainly he tried to quiet the pots and pans by pressing them against his body. "I went by Princess Martha's trailer a few minutes ago," he said, "but I didn't go into it. I didn't steal her money." "I believe him," said Princess Martha. She waved both arms for the crowd to go away. "Hold still," said the doctor. "You've got a lump on your head bigger than a candy apple." "What did the thief hit me with?" asked Princess Martha. A midget held up a frying pan. Probably with this, he said. I found it just outside your trailer. Well, it isn't mine, said Princess Martha. It could be Barney's, said the midget. He's got so many on him, you would never know if one were missing. Didn't you get a look at the thief? Asked the doctor. No, replied Princess Martha. I never even heard him sneak in. I was sitting with my back to the door knitting. All of a sudden, whoomp, the lights went out. Ah, what's the sense of talking? Said the strong man. Barney's the thief, all right? He seized Uncle Barney by the neck and shook him. Where did you hide the money? I didn't steal anything, Uncle Barney protested. You have to believe me. The crowd moved closer to him. There was a hum of ugly muttering. They are going to hurt him, exclaimed Lionel. Encyclopedia, said Sally. Can't you do something? I can try, said Encyclopedia. He stepped in front of Uncle Barney. This man didn't steal your money, he said to Princess Martha. Princess Martha regarded the boy detective with amused interest. If you're so sure he didn't rob me, tell me who did, she said. I expect you know that too. Yes, answered Encyclopedia. I do. Who was the thief? Solution to the case of Sir Biscuit Shooter. Princess Martha said she had not heard the thief enter her trailer. That proved Uncle Barney was innocent, since he could not have entered her trailer without being heard. He wore his knight's costume of pots and pans. The rattling and clanking would have given him away. Yet the bareback rider, Kitty, claimed she saw him come out of the trailer. So Kitty had lied. An encyclopedia saw that her soft slippers made it possible for her to enter the trailer silently. Outwitted by the boy detective, Kitty confessed she had stolen the money. She had blamed the crime on Uncle Barney because he had been in prison and so people would be ready to believe him guilty.